告诉你一个秘密，可是你不要让妈妈说你知道、哦。
你是捡来的。
对，其实你不是我们家的小孩。
他觉得你骗我。Oh my god!
You're a monster, you know that?
姐，可是我长大之后都很疼他。
还在台湾吗？
还在台湾、啊。
我下次要不要找他来？
Welcome to Catching Up, where we catch you up with latest news, hot gossip, and what's happening in our lives. This is Peggy.
This is Ken.
This is Kylie.
What were you gonna say?
我差点说我是 Kylie.
Are you speaking Mandarin?
我差点说 Oh my god, it's so confusing.
Yeah, what's up with you? Like, you're pretty busy this week, right, Kylie?
Oh yeah, I started to do English open mic and start to write jokes in English.
Oh.
How was it?
It was so much fun. It was so much fun because I usually do Chinese. I did Chinese stand-up comedy for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Thank you. For 5 years. So this week, I started to do English jokes. And I really like it because the venue is different. The audience is different. Nobody really knows me.
Mm-hmm.
And
for
I mean,
real?
they kind of recognize me a little bit, but they don't know what's going on. They have no idea. They
don't know your
assume,
backstory.
They don't know my backstory. They kind of assume that Ken is my husband.
What?
Yeah, because
For
they
real?
don't know us really well. They'll be like, oh, I think you're kind of famous, but I don't really know you.
I saw you on the internet. That's it, right?
That's it. Yeah. So, and they came from all kinds of background, like Chinese people born in Japan, now working in Taiwan, all kinds of really interesting background.
It's not just like Taiwanese people, that's it, right?
Oh, no. Not just white people, because it's English open mic, right? So you are assuming it's going to be all white people in Taipei, but it's not like that.
Oh, so just like anyone who speaks English.
Yeah. Yeah. So pretty multicultural. And I really like it. And I went on the stage and I said a lot of stuff that I wouldn't say in Chinese open mics. Mm-hmm. So it's pretty liberating.
Wow, that sounds really fun.
I know.
What did you say in English that you couldn't say in Chinese? Right?
No, I mean,
you put it out there.
Okay, let's say I made a lot of jokes about me cheating my husband. A lot of jokes about that. But in Chinese, I usually wouldn't say that because everybody knows my backstory. They knows my husband. So it's like a weird jokes for them.
Yeah, for them, they will feel uncomfortable.
They feel uncomfortable.
Oh my God, you seem so like
real
loving on your Instagram.
Yeah, so I wouldn't do that kind of jokes in Chinese.
Right.
So I talk about, cheating and stuff before I got married. So I wouldn't say that. Right. No, right now in Chinese, but in English, it doesn't matter as long as it's funny.
And they loved it?
But when you started out in Chinese comedy, you did tell those jokes, right?
I did, but it's all about the relationship before I got married.
Yeah. So like you feel like as you got more famous in Taiwan, you feel like you got less freedom in the Chinese.
It's really interesting.
Comedy?
I don't think it's less freedom, but for me, I feel like if I talk about that, I'm not good enough to make it funny.
I see. Yeah, you have to put more effort to make the audience feel comfortable to laugh at those jokes.
Exactly. And then another thing is because we are a podcaster in Taiwan and, pretty well known. And a lot of people know our story and they are really used to listening to our stories in our podcast. And when we share stories in our podcast, we don't really lie, right? Because it's not a comedy show.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, we exaggerate things a little bit, but that's it.
People will assume everything you say is
People will assume everything you say is real.
So if you make a joke, then people
they would thought, you really cheated on him.
Cheated on him? Yeah. So
but that happened with Hassan Minaj, right?
I know, yeah.
So you want to talk about this?
Right now?
It's okay. We can talk about this. Do you know?
that.
There's a comedian called Hassan Minaj, right? Oh, okay. Well, he was a correspondent on Daily Show. Do you know the Daily Show?
Yeah, The Daily Show. Yeah.
The Daily Show, and he left the Daily Show and he got a Netflix program,
special
right?
Called
not special, but he got a program there called The Patriot Act. But he also got like 1 or 2 Netflix specials. One of them is called King's Jester. The other one is like Homecoming King. Yeah. Oh my God, I remember
you
that.
You got it right.
Holy shit! I'm so good. But
Peggy is double checking.
Hassan Minaj, huh? But anyway, so he told some of the he told a lot of jokes in those comedy specials, and some of those stories were about his high school lives and how he's a Muslim, Indian Muslim, and he got a girlfriend whose family doesn't like him, or the girlfriend from his high school didn't want to take him to prom because he was Muslim or something. Anyway,
something like that. And he made it into jokes.
Yeah, he told about this story on his special, right? And it's part of his jokes, I guess. And I think last month, the New Yorker did a piece on him, just saying that a lot of story that Hassan said in his special were lies. the girl didn't really go turn him down because he was Muslim or something like that. Just saying that Hassan manipulated.
I think the reality is really complicated.
Yeah.
So
Hassan just made another YouTube video saying that, hey, a lot of stories I say was real, but I just changed the timeline a little bit to fit the story.
He used the word emotional truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to make jokes work, you have to modify some details a little bit. Sometimes a lot.
Yeah.
It probably doesn't happen exactly how the jokes was told, but pretty much he feels the same thing, the same way.
One of the stories that I remember the most was that he ended one of his special with the story that because he made back in Patriarch, the program that he was making for Netflix, he did an episode on MBS, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, right? He was making fun of the Prince badly. And just a few months or few weeks later, he got an envelope with white powder in it. And in the comedy special, he said that he opened the envelope and white powder dropped down and fell on the baby's head.
His daughter.
His daughter's head. And he thought it was anthrax. So he freaked out and went to the hospital. But in reality, he opened the envelope, but the baby was like, I don't know, a few feet away. Yeah.
On the side.
So people were like, oh my God, you're making this, making us feel bad, stuff like that. So I think it become like a two-sided thing, right? Because on one hand, people who supported Hassan feel like, oh my God, this is just, he was telling an interesting story.
Right.
So no one will take this seriously or won't take 100% he said was the truth.
Because it's a comedy special.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, but he talks about really controversial ideas in the US and Muslim, racism, anthrax threats, daughters, little kids.
Yeah.
So a lot of time the way he told his story is not about jokes. It's about how the situation is really nervous.
He's trying to bring the attention.
Yeah. So
because Kylie and I were talking about this, because in the beginning I was on Hassan's side in the beginning. I feel like it's his freedom to tell these stories.
Because a lot of comedians are doing the same thing. They exaggerate the stories.
And then I listened to Andrew Schultz. He talked about this on his podcast. And he say he is not on Hassan's side because he feel like most comedians who change the story a little bit, the main goal is to make the story funnier, right?
Not to victimize himself.
Yeah, but Hassan changed the story to make him make people empathize with him.
He has his point.
So he said, you're victimizing yourself. It's not right. He said, Andrew Schultz say it's not right. It's like, so I don't know.
I don't really agree. I'm not saying that I agree with everything that Hassan did, but I think that because some of the comedians, they would tell like all fake stories.
Yeah.
100% fake stories.
Yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, 100% fake stories.
Some of them,
that they talk about rape jokes and none of them are true.
Yeah,
it's true.
But I think the problem is because Hassan was a correspondent and he talks a lot of like controversial stuff and he's more like a news person, opinionated commentator, political commentator.
Yes.
So he has that role. At the same time, he's a comedian. So it's like, I'm not saying I'm Hassan, but we are like podcaster. We share our real stories.
You share a lot of similarities with Hassan, right?
And at the same time, when I talk jokes at a comedy setting, so people get nervous sometimes, maybe because I'm not good enough. But at the same time, they're worried that if it's a joke or if it's real.
Yeah, people don't know when to laugh or not,
people don't know when to laugh. So I kind of understand this. So I think that he just needs to make it a little clearer because people get confused what kind of role you play right now, right? Because comedian, it's like you're a real person, but you're also
I don't know,
persona.
like when you tell a story on the stage, would you say, okay,
no,
the next 10 minutes, this is fake, right?
No,
you can't.
You don't do
that.
So how can you be specific? How do you tell this to your audience?
I think it's a pretty tricky thing.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you tell your story like real enough that people get involved, engage with your story. But at the same time, when you do your punchline, it has to be ridiculous enough that people laugh, but they don't take it seriously.
Right.
So everybody has different techniques. It depends on your persona, your character,
your
and
style,
then your style, whether your acting is matching up with their story. It's complicated. I don't know. There's no one formula.
There's no right and wrong with
There's
this.
no right and
It's,
wrong.
I think because I love reading the comments on Hassan's video and Andrew Schultz's video. They were just like polar extremes. Like it's 50-50. I've never seen anything 50-50 on the internet, but that's 50-50. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's talk about something that's 100%. That's China's National Women Congress.
That's a smooth segue.
There's nothing 100% at China's National Women's Congress.
No, the only thing that's 100% is it's dominated by male.
men.
Period.
In a women's
Control.
Congress.
Yes. So China's National Women's Congress is a assembly kind of thing that happen every 5 years.
Right.
Then usually what happens is the ruling party, which is the
Chinese Communist Party.
CPC, right?
CCP.
CCP. They want to show their commitment to women.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Usually
they
that's-
show commitment to women?
Yes. Usually, of course, that's pretty
They also tell
superficial.
their people, you are the boss, you know?
Yeah, that's
Why would you
true.
listen to whatever things they're trying to tell
It's called
you?
Women's Congress. Come on. And they just published a photo on the government control news.
Yeah.
And that all guys were sitting on the front row of the
Yeah.
National Women's Congress. And all the females, all the women were sitting
Yeah, so
in the
Xi
back.
Jinping and his posse all sat on the front row, right? Xi Jinping was
Yeah.
sitting in the middle, and he was the one giving all the speeches.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's so funny.
He lectured the delegates of these women's congress, like the new leader.
So he meant explain to all this woman
All
at
this
women's
woman.
Congress.
Exactly. At the closing ceremony.
The
At
whole
the
point
closing
is just
ceremony.
him mansplaining everything to them.
Okay, let me just quote one thing that he said at the closing ceremony. He said that it's necessary to actively cultivate a new culture of marriage and childbearing and strengthen guidance on young people's view on marriage, childbirth, and family. So he emphasized a lot on childbearing
Yeah.
at Women's
Well,
Congress.
Technically speaking, this sentence, there's nothing wrong with this sentence because like traditionally in China, they don't take women, seriously, right?
Yeah.
They feel like woman's whole purpose was to give birth. That's it.
Yeah.
So technically, this sentence is like, we need to nurture a new culture to see women more than just a childbearer. But what Xi Jinping is really saying is like, we need to bring this back. We need women to become baby-making machines.
Yeah,
right? That's
the-
what he's saying.
The funny thing is, he says, well, this is the essential for China's path to modernization.
To make more baby-making machines.
to make women-
What?
I think the problem China has faced is pretty similar to a lot of countries is that the population has dropped.
Yeah.
Like young people don't want to get married. Women
Yeah.
would rather have their own life rather than getting married and have kids. And then also because I think this January, China has seen the first population drop in 6 decades.
Right.
Oh,
60 years.
That's right.
First
60
time.
years.
60 years.
Holy
No wonder
shit.
they are going back to what happened like 60 years ago, right?
Oh
So,
my God.
yeah, and of course, because of the one-child policy that they had before, they probably had the one-child policy for decades. I'm not sure how
for a
long.
really long time.
Yeah, but that policy, of course, is, controlled.
But they stopped it like 2 or 3 years ago,
Oh,
right?
more than that. I think more than
More
that.
than that, right?
Yeah,
they,
before
they,
COVID.
They encouraged people to have 2 kids, not just 1.
Yeah, and then it came to like 3
3
kids.
kids,
3
right?
kids. Because, of course, under the one-child policy, the entire country population is like really, really old.
Yeah.
Like old.
Yeah.
So now they're really worried. And the way they deal with that is to encourage women
to go home
to
and
go
just give
home
birth of
and-
to give
babies.
birth.
It says it's only 35 years.
Oh,
Oh, that-
one child policy?
But that's like a whole generation.
It is.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But, do you think this is going to work? Do you think this will make people want to make more babies?
It's not, but because it's China, so it doesn't matter what people think. It's all about they are showing what the party is going to focus on for the
Yeah.
next 5
So
or 10 years.
do you think they
5
can
years.
achieve it?
You know what? You know how they have this kind of policy in the military?
Oh, yeah. I heard about it, right?
Yeah.
You want to talk?
What kind of policy?
Yeah, you want to share it to
I
our
don't know,
listeners?
but
Like
let
in
me check.
Taiwan?
Let me
no,
check.
no, in the Chinese military because like they're really encouraging people to give birth, right?
Right.
They need more people, they need more population, and China's military is one of the biggest in the world. So I think they're pretty much making all the military personnel to have at least, I think, more than 2 babies. This is not written down in any laws, but it's like highly encouraged. If you don't have more than 2 babies, your superior will come down to you and just, try to make you have
Right.
more. In China, there's always ways.
Yeah.
And people say that, this might actually work. This might actually bring the population up.
It's written down, though. According to news, it says that Xi Jinping has signed this into an order and to encourage military people to have two or more than
right?
or 3 kids. Yes.
So if you don't have it, in the end, you might actually get expelled. Well,
I mean,
voluntarily,
they
right? They don't say it, but they will make your
Yeah,
life really uncomfortable in the military that you want to leave. So this is insane. They can do it. And I can already envision that in the next 5 years or 10 years, like on TikTok, on the Chinese version of TikTok, on Douyin, you will see lots of baby videos, you know, how motherhood is great and all that kind of stuff.
With a lovely family.
Yeah, they will say that, oh,
that they're having so much fun.
Yeah, and how women can only achieve true happiness once they got married, you know, or have kids, right? Or when your family is whole, that's when you become like
But
the real mother, something, you know.
yeah, of course. I think those are bullshit, but I'm just wondering because you just have your daughter, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Does that make your life like more complete? You're based on your personal experience.
I feel really happy.
You feel really
I
happy.
feel really happy, but at the same time, I do feel my freedom is taken away from me. And right now, I'm still in the postpartum care center, so my life should be okay. But
Pretty
I can see that but before the child was here, I can travel anywhere at any time I want, right? I can go to Japan, go to South Korea, go anywhere.
Every other week.
Yeah, every other week, pretty much.
To
yeah.
work.
I have to highlight that.
Yeah. But now I can see that I don't think I can do that anymore. So for me, a little bit, my freedom is taken away from me. But for me, so for right now, I think it's worth it. Right now, because I haven't taken the baby home yet.
Yeah.
Also, she hasn't get to talk back to you.
Yeah, once she
she started to say why, I don't want to, and then you'll really want to smack
or like, fuck
her
you,
on-
Dad.
I will put her in a boarding school. I'll send her
you,
to
Dad.
China.
Do you want to give birth? No.
So I just feel bad for women in China, to be honest, though. Like with the current government's direction, I don't think women have more rights than.
They don't even have human rights. You're talking about women's rights.
No, but because on the internet, a lot of freedom fighters from China, people who want to escape communism, they go to the internet, they use VPN, go to Reddit, right?
Yeah.
They would talk about how the human rights of a female, or just the basic right of a female in China is eroding, and how on the internet, like men are just bashing women and say that women shouldn't have any rights, all that kind of like very backward stuff.
Do you remember that the Me Too movement in China actually started before Taiwan?
Yes.
Yeah.
I read about that too.
Yeah, and a lot of human rights lawyers were trying to help them, try to give the girls, what they deserve. Because a lot of time those are like evidence-based raping cases. But and a lot of those articles were taken down by the government. And,
Oh my God.
And then it totally died down.
Yeah. Also, according to the news, a lot of these feminists and those outspoken women who support Me Too, they're being jailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
God
it's
damn.
pretty crazy.
But I feel like it may not necessarily be a bad thing, because the more stupid the policy they have, it would encourage all these women in high position to get out of the country. And so people who are staying in the country are just stupid people. And that's not a bad thing to us.
Well, I think that people in high power in China, they live a very, very comfortable life.
Right.
So I don't see them leaving China anytime soon. to
And
be
then
honest.
there is a single woman at the
Politburo.
of the
high-
CCP.
Right. But by high position, I don't mean those people who...
In the political party?
Right. I mean, who work really hard.
You mean elites?
Like CEOs?
Yes. In businesses or...
I see.
Yeah.
Of course, a lot of like people, if they have the choice, they of course
Yeah,
they
Yeah.
China, there's
right?
like the biggest immigration wave.
Entrepreneur
Yeah.
women, they would want to get out of the country.
Yeah, of course, but most of the people do not have that choice, and they have to stay.
Right.
And face
so
the
who
consequence.
stays are people who don't.
But there are a lot of those people.
That's also
Yeah.
true.
Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
there are a lot of those people, like 20
Yeah.
times more than Taiwanese
Yeah.
population.
Mm.
But anyway, so talking about feminists, You wanna
That's
share
a crazy segue. Oh my
your
God.
thoughts?
You're swinging from China's Women Congress to this?
to
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift. 'Cause
Right.
Taylor Swift is still having her tour. Whose phone is ringing?
Her
That's
boyfriend
mine.
is calling.
Aww.
Are you turning
Let me
into a
log
baby
out.
making machine?
Now I'm turning him into my sex machine.
Oh, great.
Oh, so yeah, Taylor Swift. You want to tell us about Taylor Swift?
Right.
What's going on with Taylor Swift?
So, before even if she showed up at Travis Kelce's games, but people were just
who is that guy?
her boyfriend. But at that time, people are not 100% sure because everyone's just guessing. They saw her cheering for him, wearing the shirt or jersey of his team.
So who's
But
that guy? The
Travis Kelce.
Is he a footballer, baseballer,
he's a
or basketballer?
American football.
American
player.
football. Oh,
Yes,
then-
from Kansas City Chiefs. That's the name of the team.
Okay.
And so, but that was just
Isn't that like last month?
yeah. So it's for over for the past months, people are just, especially the girls. Girls started to watch
NFL.
yes
Holy
football
shit.
and try to understand about the rules. Because even me, I only watch it because of
Taylor
her.
Swift.
Yes, and then
But
I'll
she's
make
not even playing though.
No, she's
Just her
not.
boyfriend is playing.
But
oh my gosh.
she's on the screen all the time.
So you watch the game.
Yeah,
Just
and
to
then
see her on the
because
screen.
just
sometimes
to
during
see
the
her
mid-game,
and try
camera
to
will
we'll
cut to
capture
her.
her. Yeah, seeing her cheering or
And you just
dancing.
think that's
because
cute.
you wanna.
And I think that's really
Oh, you
cute.
wanna cheer with her, so you get to learn all the games of the NFL.
Yeah, but I still don't understand anything.
Okay.
So do you
Yeah.
know what a touchdown is?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I thought that's about sex.
So what
Yeah.
happened with Taylor Swift and her new boyfriend?
So that was 4 days ago. Travis Kelce showed up because she's now touring again.
Yeah, the Era tour. right?
Yeah. So he showed up at her concert and then she changed the lyrics.
Oh.
Yes.
During
That
her,
mentioned-
in her concert,
Mhm.
just to sing to
Yes.
him.
Mentioned something chief. I forgot the line.
Oh.
And then
Ah,
people immediately understand and they were all cheering.
Oh my
And
And
god.
then at
Okay.
the end,
So they
she
went public.
yes,
much
yes,
in the
yes, yes.
concert.
So on
the end
that
of the
concert, she ran to him and gave him a kiss. That is
I
when
saw that
we
video.
finally captured that they're actually
So
kissing. Yeah.
So the
You think
the
that was
rumor has been
random thing
solidified.
or they probably rehearsed that? I'm just
Do they?
curious.
Yeah. Does that look spontaneous?
Well, yeah, but I mean, like,
She probably talked to him beforehand,
Yeah.
right? Because it's a big thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
he's okay with it because he talked about it on someone's podcast that he actually he was a fan of Taylor Swift.
What?
Can he say
Well,
that he's not?
Well, I listened, but I mean, I listened to Taylor Swift's song, but I never got into her backstory. Like, but you seem like a pretty big Taylor Swift fan, right? How
I
long
think
have you been
she's-
following her?
I just really love her songs.
So you don't know her stories?
I'm not those.
Oh,
I don't want to use the word
fan.
crazy Swifties, but I
You
really,
can just
really
say
like
Swiftie.
her songs.
Then that's easier.
Why do you
did
want to
add
demonize
crazy?
them? I think they're great people.
No, by crazy, I don't mean like crazy bad, but like they're crazily in love with her.
Ah,
That's what I
I
mean.
see,
They're
I see.
madly in love with her.
Okay.
I see.
Yeah, so
Good,
they'll
good.
get into all the little details, trying to find out the hint that she hid in the.
Oh, but I mean,
in the
like her
lyrics.
general stories and how her career path has changed and stuff like that. Do you know?
Yeah,
that?
yeah. So I really like her. I think she's a really smart woman
Why?
because, so I mean, all the public or entertainers will
Uh-huh.
always get a lot of, people would try to change the story of who you really are
Mhm.
or trying to create a persona who is not really you,
Uh-huh.
the true you. But she always used her songs as weapon to fight back.
So just like raps.
Not raps, but
Yeah. Like Biggie and Tupac, they write about their gangsters who
Right,
or
but I
their
feel like
rivalry in their songs.
the difference is, for
she
those.
don't do drive-by shooting.
she doesn't do those bitches fuck those ass or look like showing the gold chain.
I think it's really cute
Yeah.
that you try to rap. I like that.
You're awesome.
Yeah, I
So,
know, thanks.
But what do you think the difference is? Like she still talk about the rivalry between her and the Kardashians, right? And
Mhm.
Kanye West
Yeah,
in her
yeah.
songs. So how is that
So
different?
exactly
from
this
rappers?
is the difference. See, so how Kanye sings in his song is I make that bitch famous. So that's how the difference, they always have to use these strong words to say, oh, that bitch, that whore or whatever.
Terms, right?
But for her, it's just, she's playing with words. And she makes it really, sometimes she put a little hint in the song to let the
You sound
fans...
like a crazy Swiftie to me.
I know. I was like, oh my God.
How are you?
My favorite...
Who are you to judge other Swifties? Oh my God. Right?
Yes,
Kylie,
you did.
right?
You did a lot of research. Oh my God.
And you just came up with this.
It was spontaneous. Let's put it that
we
way.
didn't plan this.
No, so because people are always judging her about her putting her love stories into her songs, but which artists don't? Like, they all do.
Yeah.
And so she just play around it and then just turn into the persona they create into a song by the persona that they create.
But do you think that by writing her side of the story into songs, that will hurt the guy who don't really have a voice in this situation? Right? Like, for example, like Jake Gyllenhaal or Tom Hiddleston, right? They were all written into her songs. But those guys didn't really come out and say anything about her or bad or good, anything, right? But Taylor is the one putting everything out there. So by doing this, Taylor is actually demonizing all these guys.
But that's the same as
those
all
guys,
the songwriters.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like,
what
she's fighting.
She's
fighting, or she's demonizing those guys who are voiceless.
She didn't mention who. Well, they're all public figure.
I think what
they can also talk about it. They can also talk about it.
In MV, right? She use like the scarf of what's his name?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, right?
Well,
Jake Gyllenhaal.
But that was because she was hurt by him.
Well, maybe he was her, right?
I think Peggy likes her more because she thinks she doesn't use so derogatory language, and then when she fight back for her right, and then she goes high rather than go low. I think that's what she meant.
She doesn't need to use those very hateful words.
Oh my God! You sound like those haters trying to criticizing my comedy.
But the thing is that yesterday I listened to this podcast, right? They were just two dudes talking about politics, but they started to talk about how Taylor Swift is a force of good in America. It's like very rare these days, especially on the internet.
Yeah.
They say that on Taylor Swift Instagram, it's like super positive and encouraging women to, you know, own up to who they are and embrace themselves.
I think it's really hard as a female celebrity, singer, artist to survive in the internet, especially in the US, because a lot of haters are male, right? They're bashing women like crazy.
And people criticized her a lot.
I know. Yeah. So it's good that she survived, and then everybody's cheering for her survival because it was so hard.
She makes so much money.
I know.
She does.
Awesome. And you know, next year there's gonna be a Taylor Swift theme cruise.
Oh my God, she's gonna be on the cruise?
No, but the cruise is gonna have like Taylor Swift theme. So I guess there will be
gonna be all Swifties?
I don't know. I didn't.
You probably want to go,
read
right?
about it.
Right?
No, not
Peggy?
really.
No,
like with like thousands of Swifties at the same time, and I sing Taylor Swift songs.
It's like a giant party, right? It's gonna be super positive. You know, there will be probably a theater just playing her concert.
I really like her song, but I don't like that positive things.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not my style.
I'm more curious about Taylor Swift themed buffet. I don't know what kind of food will be served there. All I care about is food. What's Taylor Swift themed buffet gonna be like?
I know,
there's
like
actually
cakes and pinky stuff.
I don't know.
There's this new term they call Swiftonomics. Taylor Swift economics. They put it together because she literally boosted
the economy.
In the States by doing all the tour.
Can she go to China to tour?
No, she during her Eras tour, she skipped China.
She skipped China?
Wait. But she performed in Shanghai before, though.
I think so.
Yeah, she performed. But this Eras tour, she skipped China.
Was that not?
Oh, she did? She's gonna go to China? No, she skipped China. Sorry, this time. She might. I'm just saying that because China is having all these problems and women don't have any rights. And maybe if Taylor Swift is there, then probably can cheer up a lot of women in China.
Well,
and tell them that women can do more than just giving birth.
Well,
right?
Come on, she skipped Taiwan too.
Yeah.
Well, because
and
this
Malaysia.
is too small. This is too small of a market for her.
Come on, she skipped a lot of countries.
That's true. But China is huge.
Yeah.
I wish we can be like big like Taylor Swift and skip China.
Well, we are skipping China,
because we can't go there.
Not by choice.
It's not like you can go. We are banned by the Chinese government, and we feel so proud of it.
We'll be arrested.
We might.
Come on. Yeah, I think that's it for this week.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Well, Peggy, you got
Thank
anything you
you.
want to say? No?
No, I'm good. I can share one. Everybody go to listen to Blank Space from Taylor Swift.
What's that?
Just
is
one
that her
of my
podcast?
favorite song of
Oh,
hers.
her song. Sorry.
Yeah, and that is exactly the song that I'm talking about. What? Sorry.
No, because I don't know anything about Taylor Swift. I feel so
No,
bad.
She knows a lot.
So that is the song that she wrote after she's really annoyed of all the persona that the media is creating about her, like flying around, being so clingy to all these men. So she just wrote a song of this persona.
Okay.
And so there's this
Making
one.
fun of it.
Yes. So she just go with it and play with it. Play along.
So
play
she
along with
fight
it.
back
cool.
elegantly.
That's what I love about her. And then she have this song about darling, I'm a nightmare dressed like a daydream. Just go with whatever the media write about her, and she just play along with it, and then turn it into a song.
Great.
Blank Space.
So you want to be like Taylor Swift in Taiwan?
I like how I don't want to. Well, I mean, I cuss a lot, yes, but I think
You should
that's
be a positive.
I'm not
you
that
should be more
positive.
positive. Yes.
She's actually not that positive. She
Oh,
still
no.
have her.
All right. That's
Let's stop talking.
Right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
So leave a comment about your thoughts.
Yes,
And-
leave a comment on about your thoughts on whatever things that we talked about today, and what do you want us to talk about in our next videos, and we'll catch you up the next time.
Actually, do you actually read those comments?
No.
I do.